Hey everybody, I'm here working on my 1976 FJ40, and the thing I'm going to fix today is probably pretty similar to every vehicle, so if you've run into this, hopefully you can fix it along with me. I'm doing this for the first time. Here's the problem. On this back wheel, I've got one stud that's completely snapped off, and then another one that is pretty well stripped, and so I want to replace both of those. I just assumed that that was going to be a hard thing to do, but with a little research, I realized that it's not. So if I can do it, you can do it. Now the thing you really need is this tool, and I think you could make something like this. I went ahead and bought one because they're not very expensive. But basically it's a steel ring with a bearing in the back of it, and then the front of it has the shape for the nut that you're going to use. And so you're going to drive in the stud from the back and then use this thing and the nut to tighten it into place. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we've got the threaded section out here, and then you have this area with these little ridges on it, and this is what holds it into the plate or into the hub that it's mounted in. To get the stud in, we have to use those. To get the stud out, we have to work against those, and so we're going to try to hammer on the front to just knock it back out. But if you're going to hammer these things out, make sure you've actually got a negative space behind them so that you're not like ramming them into the brake pads or to something else that's back in there. That one's really stubborn. Heat is the key. Now we've got the old one out, we need to put in the new stud. This is pretty easy, I think. You push the stud in from the back side, it's going to stop about right here. Then you put on this tool that I was telling you about with the bearing facing back. Then you just tighten down one of the acorn nuts, and as it pushes this in, it's going to draw the stud forward, pulling it into the back of the plate. I think it's pretty easy, so let's try it. So I got one little problem here. This part of the hub actually sticks out and gets in the way of that, so I'm going to have to put a spacer or something behind it. I don't want this thing going in at an angle, that would be bad. I don't know if this is what you're supposed to do, but I think if I use this wrench to create a spacer, that will sit flat. And as long as I can get to those threads, this probably will work. And I can't. So I'm going to put this on here straight just to draw it in a little bit, see if I can get to the threads. Actually, honestly, that might just work by itself, but can't quite get the thread on. So that drew it in completely. So maybe you don't even need this tool. It didn't really work, but that stud is in. I can feel it on the back. Okay, I guess with certain vehicles this would be necessary or helpful. It didn't even work on mine and didn't seem to need it. So I'm going to do the other one and this will be done. All right, new studs, actually pretty easy. It was actually more work getting the old stuff off than getting the new stuff in. So don't be afraid to try it. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.